Before we get started today, I want to thank the homie Drew Edwards for joining our Patreon. He is the newest member of the Council of Elders, joining the Emo Elder tier. Dude, thank you so much for signing up. We really, really appreciate you. And on to the AIM draft episode. What is going on, everybody? I'm Tom.
And I'm Pat.
We're best friends, and you're listening to the Reminiscent Podcast. I feel like we're just going to let everyone down coming hot off a fucking Shane Drake interview. How are we going to ever live up to that?
By going for broke. Full send. We're doing it.
Into nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to some new recent Twitter followers who, we did an episode a long time ago about Hoobastank. And we talked about, in promotion for that particular episode, which is a while ago, but it's one of my favorite music videos we've ever done. We tied in how it was a rather likely tune to end up in somebody's AIM profile and or away message. And a Twitter user recently reminded us that we haven't really done a draft about AIM lyrics. And I don't know if we've done the intro yet or not, because Tom edits the show after we record it, obviously. But I'm excited to dig in, and I'm also excited to try to trace back which year I stopped using AIM, because I have no idea as it stands. I might need your help, Tom.
Right. I don't either. I feel like there was something that came after AIM to take its place. I don't know if it was Facebook Messenger or if MySpace filled a gap in there somewhere, but I don't recall when AIM died. I feel like there was no fanfare around it.
Distinct sixth grade memories for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. Sixth grade specifically, actually.
But freshman year, sophomore year, 2005, 2006, getting a little more texty at that point. At that point, MySpace had been around. So for the purposes of this here draft, I think we're gonna, I say we're just to be fair to what we're about to pick. Nothing after 05. Is that okay? Because you were saying you were chatting. Some of this might be MySpace profile fodder. If you want to really get technical and yell at us for what we're about to do over the next hour, feel free. Open ears, open hearts, can't lose. I've never watched that show. Just kidding, I have. Pretty much all I did during the pandemic was consume Friday Night Lights, whether it was the book, movie, or full show. So I take that back. I do know the phrase. I'm not going to say it now because my brain is too focused on lyrics from the 2000s that may or may not have appeared in my AIM profile. And I will say this, one I'm not going to draft today, Tom, is A Favor House Atlantic. Just lyrics about snipers that shed no light into my personality, my hopes, dreams, fears, just letting people know my sister went to her Warped Tour, and by proxy, I was aware of some of these dudes. So sometimes I think it's a good takeaway is that not always were they an individual pining over someone else who they were a player to be named later, as it were. You know, who's the mystery crush? Sometimes it was just, I'm into these dudes now. You guys ever hear of Coheed? Because I have, because my sister found them for me. So
you want to fight about it?
I know, just being real cool, stealing CDs from a different room in the house. I did not have a license to drive away from at this point. So I kind of want to dig in because I think we'll learn a lot as we go, but I think 2005 is a decent threshold to be fair. I think it's probably more like 0203. I don't know. Actually, I'll just ask you the question.
Dude,
do you have 7th and 8th grade memory? Whoa. Hey. Senor, hey, whoa. I'll just simplify the question. Do you have any 7th or 8th grade Iroquois AIM memories? You were a new kid. Did you rely on it? Or where were you at that point? Can I frame it that way?
Ooh. I feel like my specific memories of AIM, there was like a dark period through 8th grade, which may or may not be true. Honestly, I have like very scattered memories. Most of them are centered around trying to talk to this one girl at St. James, which would have been 6th grade. So most of my AIM memories are 6th, 7th grade. But I swear I was on AIM talking to this one girl I had a huge crush on, all the way up to the point where I would have been doing it while listening to Riot. And I don't know if 07, and I think it might have even been in
It didn't officially die.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I was living with my girlfriend, now wife's parents in like 2015, I think they were still using AIM to talk to each other.
If it's not broke, don't
he was
fix
at
it.
work.
I think Socrates said that.
It's been around. Let's just start at like the very beginning. Do you remember your first username, or what was it called? AIM name? What was your first one? Which one do you remember using the most?
Screen name.
I like AIM name. Screen name. Yes.
Which is used in a Blink song as a lyric, which should speak to the peak of this.
Which one?
What your screen name used to be online songs. They never sing it live, like famously, for some reason.
Oh. Never caught that lyric.
Maybe I'm way wrong. Again, feel free. This is an episode where we're just opening up the gates to hate tweet us at _reminiscent FM. Let her rip. I think, so I had just like in Little League, our township was so small. Everyone who played pretty much ended up on like the all-star team, and Smash Mouth was big in 99 or whatever. So I think it was like all-star and then some numbers. Just because like that phrase was very top of mind in the summer of like 98 or 99 or whatever. Also, I was not 9 or 10. So then one of my sister's friends, I used to sneak onto hers and talk to people undercover. Oh my God. What? And they'd know it was me. I wasn't like catfishing them. I was just like, hey, this is my way to be on the internet. My mom didn't let me have one of my own yet. So hi, Will Karate. And he'd be like, all-star in what? And I'd be like, fair point. It's kind of a douchey thing. He's like, I can't really tell you what I am an all-star in. It's just a Smash Mouth song at the moment, I'm pretty sure. So I changed it to Dumbo and then some numbers that loosely reflected my birthday, but I didn't want to give away too much info. Privacy was a concern of mine, so I cut off one of the numbers.
Even at 10 years old?
Yeah, definitely being mindful. But it wouldn't have taken a freaking Russian operative to figure it out. I'm fairly certain. I just dropped the O in the year I was born, which is 1990. If you listen to the show, you can piece it all together. You can have it. If you do it, if you listen to the show and crack it, have it. It's not a ton. Fair warning. Will it be not a great ROI on the tracking my stuff down department? Anyway, yeah, so I switched to Dumbo because my ears have always been this size, which is large if you've never met me. So I just leaned into it, beat people to the joke. If you've watched Bo Burnham's Inside, there's definitely a strategy of beating people to your weaknesses before they can capitalize on the joke. So just made it the screen name, leaned hard into it.
I just watched Pitch Perfect again. And when the girl's like, you call yourself Fat Amy? And he's like, yeah, so you twig bitches can't do it behind my back.
Yeah, sure. There it is. That's a great example. Exactly.
It should not be surprising, but it's so funny to me that over the course of our friendship and specifically doing the show, getting to know your mind a little more and how ultra concerned you are about everything that you would think someone would be able to do any kind of information just knowing your birthday. Even at 10 years old, that's so hilarious to me and perfectly on brand.
Steve Dobb listens to the show. We were in Little League together, probably on that team, and we looked enough alike. Us and Steve Buckland were kind of the same prototype child, more or less. Gap tooth, big eared, and I was like, "Hey, you're me." And people called us Radar because we had bad ears and could see the ball coming in a special way to hit it or something. So. It's kind of like, thanks. It hurts a little, but it's because we're also doing well. So I don't know, whatever. It didn't shake me too much, but I was like, hey, cool. It's a me prototype. There's 3 of us in this little township. Yeah. Not that uncommon to be bucktooth with big ears, I guess.
So I think my first screen name, for some reason, I had this nickname of Tunkus in 5th, 6th grade, maybe Tunkis. And I don't know, it might have been my birthday. I'm not really sure.
Tongue kiss? Oh, what? Tom? Oh, no. Oh, my God.
And you know what's funny? I never thought of that until this very moment. And no one made fun of me for that.
Well, they wouldn't make fun. They'd be like, wow, Tom's tongue kissing and we're not. That's devastating for me. What a hero.
All tongue, no lips.
You know what? You were the yellow dart for a minute, so AIM must have been alive and pumping at least into 04.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling better and better about the 05 cutoff.
I might fight for 07, but okay, so Tonkus was the original one. And then I was like the kind of person that changed my screen name every 20 minutes. And I had probably 70 of them. And do you remember, or I guess you didn't do this, but like if you made a new screen name, you just had no friends on it anymore. At some point you can like import your friends list, which I was thrilled that just made it easier to make more screen names. But I had so many.
My favorite spur of the moment screen name, which started to annoy me after a while, honestly, only because James McCallion did it so often, one of our main music Sherpas. He was like, with John Leonard, who the 10% of you who know these names are thrilled, I'm sure, at the moment. But people we knew and played soccer with in 7th grade. And when I say played soccer, not all of us were athletes. That was the club we were in at the time, having a good time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Everyone got in.
They were just listening to the Elton John Disney songs one day. And I think there was one from The Lion King where James was taken by the Kings and Vagabonds lyric. He thought it was pretty funny. And they were getting into like kind of iMovie at the high school for the morning announcements, doing things called, I think it was Old West. They did a bunch of videos and stuff that were really funny. Kind of Tim and Eric-y, edited very strangely, Adult Swim humor. And it was really good. Anyway, he was like Kings and Vagabonds number for a little while. But after years of like dedicated use of like different other ones, I'm like, okay, this is getting wild. He's using this for an afternoon. Like, hey, Kings and Vagabonds wants to message you. I'm like, if he ASLs me, I'm going to freak because I have no idea who this is.
So that's really, that's a band name if I've ever heard it. I love it. Or it's like a 30 Seconds to Mars song or something. But let me see. I also had Jomo Yofo, which... There was this girl I always wanted to talk to on AIM. It was weird because like she never really wanted to talk to me too much at school. I was too nervous anyway. We get on AIM and talk all the time. And then I started to wonder, is this even
wow,
like
talk about
her?
The Cartels Honestly music video coming to life. None of these stories popped up on that episode. It's like, yeah, can you believe it? They're acting all, in private, but then in person, they barely talk. And then we immediately in the weeks after tell story after story about doing that same exact thing.
And then at one point I realized, cool guys are supposed to be into cars. And I just like Googled like 2 cool cars.
Dude, can we talk a little bit about being 11 and Googling things like...
it wasn't even
car
Jeeves.
Or boob, just like the most, like no plus signs at all, no like long tail keywords, just straight up car, boob, football, just like very direct. Like, oh, hello internet, it is I, the searcher. Find me car, please.
So the results, Ask Jeeves told me that Dodge Viper and Lamborghini are cool cars. So I tried to make a screen name blending the two, and I had 3 different kinds with different spellings because my mom, like, I think she saw it and she was like, does that say vagina?
Your mom, for you being how well-behaved you were, your mom was so concerned with your tattooed, drug-addled lifestyle that didn't exist at all. Like,
mad sus.
Drugs? Nah. Drugs? Nah. Is this drugs? No. Is this a sex thing? No. Drugs? Maybe. Drugs? No, not this time. Drugs? No, not this time. Drugs? Yep. Really? No. Drugs? No.
So
this has been a presentation of Tom talking with his mom throughout his 4 years of high school.
I ended up with this weird screen name for a minute that was Viperginer, which was Vipe and then with like Regine in the middle of it. I don't know. And
in trying to blend car names, you might have spelled vagina. Now that I'm hearing it, I got to give your mom more credit.
And then the thing that I had for the longest time would have been 6th grade. So the other ones would have been, I don't know. Anyway, it was Short Chicks Rock 11, and rock was ROK. Short Chicks Rock 11, and 11 has always been my lucky number.
Did you say Short Chicks Rock?
Yeah.
All right. If I was your mom, I would have questioned that one before the Tommy like Vipies. The car. I don't know. The car thing is very interesting to me. And then you're like, oh, just there was also this one about liking short chicks, but nothing to see here. Just but this really funny anecdote about a car. Also, there was like a thing where there was small women, but don't really have to elaborate, I don't think.
So that's my last memory. At this point, I was dating Stephanie, and I was waking up like an hour before school to talk to her on AIM every day. Don't know why we didn't just call each other, but we would talk on AIM. And then you're right, texting did happen, but it was still like T9, dude. Like it was so slow.
Represent.
That I would get home and get on AIM. And I swear to God, I was on AIM until 2007. I have no idea.
You might have been. I remember in college getting into my profile and seeing some names that because people had used the email were still technically online and just like shooting a wild shot being like, hey, are you there? Just like, hello. And sometimes people were. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this was like,
Nice.
Yeah, so it didn't die until the 2010s officially, maybe late 2000s. But
I always enjoyed AIM because, first of all, I mean, the sound effects, like of people getting, it
deep
was
into songs that for years. It took until it was like way. Doesn't happen anymore, I suppose. So there's got to be a point where it stops. But for years there was distinct, a lot of Blink songs that had the door opening in it, and many others. But just kind of like it was just part of it. And you stopped.
That was ripped off of LimeWire, right?
No, I think. Well, maybe no. I think it just listening to the CD, it would just be in my head. I guess I don't know. Maybe.
Well, there were rips where like people would rip the system audio from their computer and it would sometimes capture AIM sound. So like when you download something on LimeWire, it would be some weird rip that had AIM sound effects in it. Like that was very a part of like the culture that's like I've seen some people talking about since.
Yeah, maybe, but I swear it was like subconscious other times for me. But weigh in on Twitter depending. I could be just wrong and maybe that's just what it was, but interesting. Yeah, the ghost of whoever was, haunting our junior high days, I guess. Definitely a thrill, though. You're like, who is it? Is it the one person I'm here for? Because there was only ever one person, at a time. Just kind of like, my crush is not online. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
I miss it, dude. And I don't know if it was so much like an AIM thing and just like where we were at that age. Because like Facebook Messenger is never fun. It seems very utilitarian.
Well, and we use it now for this show. I mean, we're barely on Facebook other than like to save some photos and then just kind of chat about the show while I'm at work and I'm not like in a texty mood or whatever. But
yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in a year, dude. It's the best.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But no, AIM was like, it was so fun. And there was like, all you could do was talk to other people. Do you remember when you had a profile and then you could have like a sub profile, which was a link to an even bigger profile?
It was like early. I mean, there's more qualified people to talk about this, and we'll get into the lyrics very soon. But I mean, early blogging, right? Clicking through, people would. If you like my shit, you've got good taste, but it don't take skill to copy and paste. Was like some catty, like sometimes boys, but girls would have. Just chock full, just taking the good shit from other people, stacking it, clicking deep through, scroll-based humor, people falling off, like little animated. It would look like this and that. But for some reason, that's going to be one of those, when I'm old and losing it, one of the things still in my head will be like, if you like my stuff, you got good taste, but it don't take skill to copy and paste. They'll be like, what the hell are you talking about, Grandpa? I'd be like, honestly, I don't know. This one stuck with me. Couldn't tell you why. Heather Hittenberger's profile.
Drink a 40, smoke a bowl, motherfucker.
Yeah, party hardy, rock and roll, drink a 40, smoke a bowl. For all you jerks who think you're cool, think again, because stoners roll. That'll be a part of it. Yeah. A very 2000s senile person. Like, we can date how old this dude is, even though he lost his wallet months ago.
So, I mean, Instagram stories now are just people reposting everyone else's quotes and shit. So I don't know, man. It all devolves into chaos. But
indeed,
AIM was like, to me, the glory days of the internet. The internet was so young and so barely useful at the time that it was just a fun place to be. No one knew what was going on. People didn't figure out monetizing it yet. So it was just total anarchy. And I barely knew how to use it, so it was.
And we were
wide-eyed,
angsting our way right through it with a bunch of songs we're about to go through. This is a draft. If you're just joining us, if you like the Shane Drake episode, or if you're just recent, or this is your first draft, shout out to the show that my brother-in-law turned me on to, All Fantasy Everything, who does a very funny take on drafts of all sorts of things. And yeah, I guess I learned that we aren't the only podcast to do this, Tom. So shout out to podcasts. Anyway, yeah, we'll do, somebody will take first, somebody goes second and third, someone will go fourth and fifth, etc. And Tom has some dice if you're here for the first time. If you're here for the 100th time, that would have been impossible. I don't think we've done 100 drafts, but nonetheless, famous dice. Are there any special features about this dice, Tom?
Well, Pat, they are laser-cut wooden dice with a marble in the middle.
Lasers, man.
Let me get them up here. Are you going evens or odds?
I'll go odds. Because it sounds like... No, I don't know why I went odds. I'm losing it.
Well, you're going odds.
Hey, I'll go say, well. No, I'm going to go first. I think the power's in the first pick. If that's okay.
Wait, I didn't even roll yet. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought I heard a roll. No. And you're like, your odds.
No,
I'm like, oh shit, I won. The power. It's filling me.
All right, here's the roll. Ooh, 4 and a 4. Quadruple snake eyes? Is that what they call it?
I don't think so.
So it's so it's even.
I wish all dice rolls represented snake stuff, because that would make it way more fun. 4, yeah, quite. How many snakes are there? It's a ton of snakes.
Double danger noodle. So it's
what?
I don't know.
Okay, short chicks rule.
Short chicks rock. Okay,
rock,
with no
sure.
C.
Okay.
Yeah, and at one point it was the Yellow Dart 1104.
Yes, it was.
And then it might have been the Yellow Dart 11 once I broke up with that girl and our anniversary was no longer relevant.
Yeah, and then it turns out that short chicks don't always rock.
Oh no, not always, but usually.
That's such a hilarious, because you had to have been so young. Like me calling, like just naming it after my baseball, like whatever bullshit is dumb and dumber than you doing that. But I am honestly, legitimately fascinated that Short Chicks Rock was one of your first. It wasn't even like, I don't know, like we're talking single digit age range. So like 9-year-old Tom, just like, I don't know, where would that idea have
11.
even come from?
It would have been 11 or 12.
That doesn't super help your case. That like... We don't have to go into it. I'm just like, where did that come from? But sorry for belaboring the point.
All right, before we get into the draft here, I want to take a minute to thank our Council of Elders. These are our top tier Patreon supporters, the Emo Elders. In this group, we have Andre Prevost, Johnny Leftwich, Jason Carey, Anonymous, Chris Lukey, JW Johnson, Nathan Eshelman, and again, newly joining us, Drew Edwards. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. Thank you to every single person in our Patreon. And of course, thank you to just anyone who listens. If you would like to check out what we offer, we have 3 different tiers at patreon.com/reminiscent. There you can find monthly AMAs, behind the scenes videos, photos, upcoming stuff with the show, weekly post shows, and early access to every episode. Again, that's patreon.com/reminiscent. But either way, thank you so much for being here, and back to the episode. The height, I'm going to make a case that AIM goes up to 2007. It doesn't have to, but I would like it to. But the height of AIM for me, there was like a very specific type of band. I'm going to go first, by the way.
You effing B.
But there were a few bands that I mostly associate it with. And again, I'm not like the lyrics guy, so I kind of actually struggled out. So I kind of struggled to get
I'm glad you agreed to this draft.
going.
You're like, hey, you want to do something that is your like known weakness on the show? You're like, yeah, okay. Great.
Like 15 minutes before we hit record, I was thinking about bailing out.
Well, that's a weekly occurrence as far as I'm concerned. So just like, what if we just stopped everything? Nah, I guess we'll do it. All right. You're going first. I hope you don't take the one I really want, which is how mostly this draft works.
I probably won't.
I don't know. I think there's a clear favorite. I think there's a fucking favorite most used emo song for AIM profiles, and I think it's not close. And in terms of popularity and usage, and that means the same thing. But I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you're picking, because I think there's like one that is far and away. You would have a hard time not running into these lyrics from this one song.
Okay, interesting. Well, I had to like, it reminds me of Jessica Day, where I forget what she's doing. She's trying to hit something, and she's like, well, what's the backstory? Why am I doing this? And I'm not good with just like coming up with lyrics on hand, so I had to think like angry away message, happy away message, sad. And it was hard because I kind of just wanted to draft my favorite lyrics, but that wouldn't like make sense.
I never used them to be an accurate representation of how I felt. I just wanted people to think I was like, you wanted not to be dumb. You were just like, this represents, I don't know. Yeah. Like I'm realizing nothing about what I was using represented really anything. It was just like, I'm aware of these people.
Well, one of my favorite away messages, which, speaking of getting on your older sister's stuff, I saw that she had an away message that I copy and pasted, and it was, if you were my homework, I'd be doing you right now. Which, 6th grade
Edgy.
Tom, short chicks rock 11.
Edgy. Yeah, that sounds like, yeah.
I wouldn't lose my virginity for another 10 years.
That is such... I would watch a documentary about that screen name. I did not know you then, and this is news to me. And we're like 20 minutes in, and I am still just shook to the core. But yes, please make your pick. Please make your pick.
Well, the 11 was also my soccer number, by the way, which, so there's, I'm a sporto. I'm a sports guy. And,
I'm a sporto. Immediately giving away that you're not a
So
it lasted as long as it could. I'm a sporto. No, you're not. Yeah, well.
So some of these are, none of these are going to be things that were actually my away messages. This was actually inspired by, and you can tell me if this is out of bounds. I tweeted something that it was kind of a subtweet. Just met a girl, liked her, wanted her to know I liked her without having to tell her. And this is what I would have done with an away message. You're hoping that the one person you care about sees it. So this is Tom, who likes a girl, but will never gain the courage to talk to her. I would put in my away message, she's cool, she's hot, she's my friend.
Okay. Can you give me the song, band, and year it was released by chance?
Yeah, Please Take Me Home by Blink-182 off of Toy Page, which was 2001.
Okay, yeah.
Which, like, again,
be strong when things fall apart, man.
The whole reason I would put anything on an away message is hoping that probably one specific person would see it. So this is me pining after someone I would never have, taken from Blink-182's Please Take Me Home.
I like it because I like how you were only there for one person like 99% of the time. And then when they logged in, you couldn't message them too quickly.
Right.
And often you hoped to be the one being messaged, the receiver of the message or note.
Right.
You couldn't be too eager. Just kind of Lewis and Clarking like text etiquette from an early age. Like, this doesn't feel quite, this is coming off, gotta slow up, gotta ease up on this. So maybe if I put something in my profile or away message, they'll at least have, clicked, what's that thing where like you have to accept cookies and they have to like do an act of like participation to agree to it. It's just kind of like they will at least, I didn't spam them with this. It was just, but the message was received, hopefully. But your profile had to be interesting enough to be visited, which made it, a tall task.
That's a lot for a 6th grader to handle, dude.
It's a lot, man. Because there's not a lot to say, or at least like for me, it was always, I don't know, what do you even say? Like just some lyrics or like, hi, this is my name. And I don't know, some people would really like, blogging exploded in the 2000s and everything, but like late 90s, it was just kind of like, I don't know. There were people who were like, yeah, I went to this chat room and these like 40-year-old dudes who like talk about dominoes or whatever. I'm like, what the f*** are you talking about? What life, what life are you living? You know, like they're like, yeah, ASL. I'm like, hey, what the hell are you talking about? It was all very scary. I don't know. It was like access to this. I don't know. I'm trying to place myself back into that, like sheepishly on my sister's profile, messaging Will Karate, in my eyes, an adult person, even though he probably only had like 3 years on me, and just being like, hello, it is me, a fellow internet user, and I'm scared to do anything other than in disguise message somebody I don't really know as my sister. And then I'm going to run away, and it's all, yeah. As soon as I get comfortable with this, it's over for you. But no. Okay, so I'll make a couple picks. But yeah,
Sure.
you can't just be messaging the crush right off the bat.
Yeah, no way.
That's bad
Or
optics.
maybe you could. I don't know.
Well, hey, I don't know. You tell me. Okay, you left this on the table. Taking Back Sunday, You're So Last Summer in 2002. Quote, the truth is you could slit my throat, and with my one last gasping breath, I'd apologize for bleeding on your shirt. You know, when I saw what I considered to be a pretty preppy older gal in the township, you put that in her profile, who I had no chance with, wasn't even looking at it like that, but I was like, this is a popular person who seems to be more of like perhaps a preppy ilk, just bleeding her guts out in her AIM profile with some of the most emo shit I'd ever seen in my life. And that was kind of the first taste of like, oh, wow. You know, like looking back, it's like emo was, of course, bursting onto the scene in 02, 03, kind of at the height of AIM, as we're kind of realizing as we talk it out. But I was like, if this person's posting that, then this isn't just a niche. I don't know. I guess in real time, I didn't have those types of realizations, but I was a little shocked to be like, oh, wow, interesting. Talking about getting their throat slit. I didn't really peg them as a Taking Back Sunday lifer, but it was very interesting to me because it was so common. I feel like that of all the lyrics, that's the one I was referencing earlier. That one was like, I don't know, put them on the map. Did that lyric put Taking Back Sunday on the map for you? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
It might have actually been the music video that someone was like, "Oh, dude, Flavor Flav's in this. Check this band out. Isn't this hilarious?"
Yeah, just saying a bunch of 2000s-y stuff. Yeah, you know, that might, I don't know, maybe we'll do I don't know how many episodes we can do about the same lyric, but really what I'm trying to say here is it might be the most emo lyric.
Sure.
It's got to be up there. We're not really the Mount Rushmore show, but it's hard to overlook this particular emo lyric, and I'm thrilled to get it with my number 2 pick. You know, I might just go for the jugular here, Tom, if you don't mind, if you're all right with it. Okay, this one is one that might have been more MySpacey. I don't know. You tell me. So is that what you call a getaway? Tell me what you got away with, because I've seen more spine and jellyfish. I've seen more guts than 11-year-old kids. You were an 11-year-old kid with guts at the time. Thoughts on this 70 times 7's lyric by Brand New that came out in 2001?
I mean, I think we were listening to the song in 2004, 2005.
Yes.
It absolutely would not have been
No.
anything that I had in 2001.
But I definitely saw it typed places
Oh, okay.
by people I knew.
Sure.
It being an 01 release, you got to imagine. That was like a very angsty, that's got to be up there angst-wise. There's a difference between emo and angst, I'm fairly certain. This was a little more angsty than it was emo, but yeah, I definitely used, I feel like. Definitely that part of that song, I don't want to say put that band on the map, but it was...
it was everywhere.
It was everywhere, because it kind of like, he wasn't talking about ships and shit, so it was kind of more approachable as like the children we were. It's like, yeah, but it was also like looking back like, maybe it wasn't that great, but like we were 11, so it was like, it was pretty great. I don't know. Anyway, thoughts on that particular passage? Is that something that stuck out to you at all? I remember seeing it kind of everywhere, like, this is the song you got to listen to by them.
I probably had it on MySpace somewhere in a little glittery fucking GIF on a sidebar somewhere.
Well, I mean, who would we have been that mad at? You know what I mean? Like,
right. No
I've
one.
seen more. Yeah. Is that what you call a getaway? Getaway where? This town is small as hell. It's like geographically the second smallest school district in Pennsylvania by a lot. Like, you can't go far. So did it apply to us? No. Did they write this song for us? I think, yeah, for each of us personally.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, just getting real worked up. and then putting it in print. Just like in theory, someone could have notarized that shit, and for no reason. This was all such a strange use of time, I think, is really what the takeaway from this episode is. But that's going to be my second pick, sending it back.
Damn. Okay. Sure. So a theme that you'll notice with mine is that I'm never given a whole lyric. I'm trying to have some mystery, right? I want to give the last 4 words.
Oh, the yellow
that
dart
makes people.
He's a mystery. He's a springy guy. Quads wise, he's got it like that. Long hair. He's a DC boy. Does he skate? I don't know. Give him a call. Shoot him a note. See what he says. Maybe.
So I would post something that was like the end of a phrase of what I wanted to say.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So something that I'm sure I had in AIM somewhere at some point, because Simple Plan was one of the biggest bands at the time. Just a simple welcome to my life. What does it mean? Who knows? But it was
everybody knows.
These are fucking miserable. No short chicks like me, and I like them all. So, welcome to my life. From Welcome to My Life by Simple Plan.
Welcome to My Life from Welcome to My Life off of Welcome to My Life by Welcome to My Life. Bad Company on Bad Company by Bad Company. No, that's a very Tom pick, and I like it a lot. And captures kind of like a little bit of a, I don't know, 2000s, like there was definitely like divorce culture, I feel like. In a big way, like you couldn't go 4 fucking minutes without someone being like, half a marriage is in a divorce. I'm like, okay,
right.
Like neighbor, older neighbor, like I'm 9, bro. Relax, relax. Sure, I'll remember that. I don't know. What am I supposed to do with that factoid? Brilliant. I'm sure.
Right.
We're all doomed. The sun will expand and gulp up the earth at some point in the house. So it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm having some milk. Little heavy for me, but great. But yes, I feel like there was a little bit of just like, I could use some, maybe someone should check in, whether it's a male friend or the crush. I feel like at that point, I feel like there was a certain away message that was like, the away message is up, but I'm very much here. Come get me. Come at me. Or get at me.
For sure.
So I guess what I can say is I can very much relate to the like, I'm away, but like I need someone to talk to at the moment.
Do you remember, though, so you could see if someone was away on your friends list, but if you clicked on their name, would it or would it not send the away message until that person tried to message you when you were away? Like, it didn't just show it. They had to message you first, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could click on you could look at their profile and there would be the away message on it if you were away. Okay. But it wouldn't send them, it wouldn't, like, yeah, if you were messaged with it up, it would say something. Kind of like an out-of-office email auto-reply, so that you wouldn't have to respond to somebody you didn't want to, but you could put the away message up. The pro move was to put something up and then talk to people you wanted to, so you wouldn't have to respond to unwanted messages, which is really kind of mean, but like everybody did it. Relax.
Dude, I wish I could do that on Slack with my clients, to be honest with you.
Hey, Tom, where's those audio files? Is that what you call a getaway? Tell me what you got away with. I've seen responsibility for 17 more guys, and they're like, what? Like, yeah, no, actually the invoice is going to be slower this week. What the is that?
Okay. I'm in a dark place today on AIM.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, I'll shoot you a note. Hey, buddy, everything good? You're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, see you tomorrow.
I've always struggled with friends who I always felt like, with the exception of you and Zach, were always out elsewhere doing something that I wasn't invited to. Specifically on weekends.
Which is a great emo trope. Yeah. So I'm sure that explains a lot about why you relate to so much of, anyway.
So the song The Weekend by Rookie of the Year, the line I would have had is, it's the weekend, go have fun. And the rest of the song is, it's the weekend, go have fun. You never loved me at all, at all, at all. You never loved me at all. So it's my way of being very, very melancholy without, again, giving it all. Wait. Oh, shit. Sorry. I thought Megan just screamed. It was Cairo screaming.
I heard a scream.
So,
I thought a car came to an abrupt stop in your house.
It was Cairo. I think he wants to go outside because Megan's outside.
Okay.
That I was afraid she like dropped the fucking baby or something.
Oh no, which would be bad.
God damn. Okay. Where were we? Shit.
Yeah, Moody Boy. If we lost any cred over the last few weeks or months or years or the whole time the show's been going on, for that matter, earning it back a little bit with like legitimate, emo kid stuff. What was interesting, lyrics have been tweeted at us because we put something up about which song might have been used the most potentially. And Your Soul Last Summer did win, but people were kind of like, we've all been there, depending on 2010s kids with Tumblr and what that, but dating all the way back, I think Adrian and some of the everyone out there was just kind of like, yeah, we were in it, and typing out all kinds of melancholic stuff. That was the whole point. Why do it if you're not going to be overly dramatic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the like emo revival like stuff had to come from a very real place of just like not having a great time.
right.
Why is being alive so expensive? I'm not even having a good time is just the mission statement for all of this. Right. Yeah. Okay. So I get a couple picks going here. Okay. It's heating up.
3 and 4.
Heating up. Sure. Okay. Let's do this. Let's make a list of who we need. And it's not much of anything. Let's make a list of who we need and we'll throw it away because we don't need anyone. No, we don't need anyone. This is The Format.
Wow.
The song, the first single, 2003. Not Me, a crush of mine. And then I listened to this song on repeat, trying to work up the coolness of familiarity with this, with Nate. But then he just was in Fun with Jack Antonoff like 2 years later. And I was like, okay, so The Format doesn't even exist. But I put a lot of man hours on this particular, like diving into lyrics, like, writing things down, papers all over the wall, yarn with like little pointers in the wall, just like, what does it mean? And is it about me? It's not.
I got boxes of The Format.
Yes. Yeah. Boxes full of Nate. Anyway, yeah, he was like in Fun like months later, but at the moment I was just like, I'm going to understand The Format in case this girl talks to me. And yeah, it didn't. We didn't end up wed. That's how that ended. But a lot of hours put into that effort, I will say.
And what was the song again?
The first single by The Format came out in 2003.
It's called The First Single?
It is. Calling their shot. Good for them. Yeah.
They knew ahead of time. All right.
Yeah. Hey. Well, yeah, we talk about a band. There's an example of a band. We talk about bands all the time on the show that have no idea which songs are going to get famous. They seem to know. Like, this is our first single. We feel pretty good about it.
Ever famous?
Famous enough to be in my crush's AIM profile. So, perception's reality, my boy.
Okay. Oh boy. So you're putting like full choruses in
I think that was happening left and right. Yeah, I don't think it was always just like,
uncultured swine.
I think people had like chunks of songs that kind of like let people know what bands they were into. I think it was a way to kind of at least show your musical taste.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also, I don't know who out there, I'm also trying to cut down on hate tweets because like if I happen to catch some of the words people might have used from some of these songs, then, we'll get a lot less hate mail from this episode, which is great.
Okay.
But also, all press is good press, so do we want the hate mail? Yeah, I can shorten it up on the next pick for sure. Which is coming up next, I'm realizing. We haven't done a draft in so long, I forgot how we do it. I'm just here rambling off about fucking Fun and Jack Antonoff when this is not a show about Fun or Jack Antonoff or even that decade for that matter. Tonight, we are young. That's not true. We are dads now. So tonight, we aren't young. Enough about Fun. I'm looking through my Google Doc, talking about the band Fun, which, here's the thing. While I look, Fun actually is very relevant to this discussion. Did you feel that people used different fonts or colors or lack of capitalization or correct punctuation in a way to express how they were actually talking? Like, do you think there's a way people type and converse that has to reflect the emotion that doesn't come with talking in person? And Fun not having a capital F at the beginning of their name was a product of those dudes growing up in the AIM era and having to deal with those sorts of capitalization. Like, it's not cool to punctuate correctly or something. Like, I'm so cool because everything's lowercase. And then there's that whole like Pinterest board, inspirational quote, no capitals. Like, I feel like there's a whole, like, basically I'm trying to save the fact that I spent a minute talking about fun. Do you think their band name is a result of AIM era chatting?
I don't know, but their music sucks. So.
I'm sure there's a portion of our listeners that were just waiting for one of us to go there. So I think we're just crossing off. We're trying to appeal to everyone all at once. We're going corporate. Dr. Hot Topic's going to pick up the show. It's basically a done deal. Here's one. I think we've all been here. I'm going to take another Blink song off the board. And yeah, this is definitely an uncultured swine moment. If you saw this in someone's profile, they were not having a good time, but such a bad time that you almost were like, it's so cringe that you don't even want to talk about it. Give me lyrics from Miss You, Blink-182, 2004. Hello there, the angel from my nightmare, shadow in the background of the morgue, unsuspecting victim. And probably the most used part of that, of darkness in the valley, we can live like Jack and Sally if we want.
Which is your least favorite line, right?
Well, only because I'm ashamed I hadn't watched, I don't know, like f***ing Tim Burton, you know, like I don't know. I didn't know who Jack and Sally was. I just thought it was just like generic, like Jack and Diane, like a John Cougar Mellencamp thing, but it's like a Tim Burton nod. I'm like, there's too many movies to watch. Like, I'm doing my best. But yeah, not till late in life did I realize what the hell Mark Hoppus was talking to in that song.
Right.
The lyric did not start with the word "she said," so it threw me out because he had broken the lyrical format that he had developed for himself.
Fall Out Boy had already given us enough homework with all their fucking references.
I know, man. I was halfway through the Wes Anderson catalog, and all of a sudden I've got to go all the way through Tim Burton's bullshit, and it's the same fucking 4 people he casts in every movie. I'm like, I thought I had seen that one, but there's 3 more just like it. So, it's tough out there for an emo kid who has not seen a Tim Burton movie from start to finish, which speaks. Any street cred we gained from you being moody on AIM is lost now that we are exposing how little Tim Burton fans we are. I can appreciate the art for sure, but yeah.
I would love for Moody on AIM to be the vintage horny on Main. Moody on AIM.
Moody on AIM. Boink. It's 3 p.m. You can't be moody on AIM. The Moody Police. Yes. Also, just another side note, we're talking like 11 years old. Edward Scissorhands scared the fucking shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to watch more from this guy just to understand one Blink lyric. I don't know. Anyway, that's me being self-conscious. I didn't know who the Jack and Sally was, but now I do. I get it. I like the song just the same anyhow.
My uncle was showing the movie. It was just like on in a family room at a Christmas party, being The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it scared me so fucking much. I told my aunt that my mom said I wasn't allowed to watch this movie, so they had to turn it off.
To the world / Tim Burton's defense, Jumanji scared the shit out of me as a kid. So it didn't take a lot. You know, it's just like,
I watched that in daycare when I was
that
like,
elephant's going to crush that kid in the car. That's violence, bro. That's PG-13 level violence. Who created this? That's like in the 70s when it was like, it's G, and there's just like boobs on the screen for like a lot of it. Right. It's just like, general audience. Next. Did you even watch it? There's a lot of nudity in this. Like my dad bringing home a ton of rompy comedies. My mom's like, he's like, it's PG. Right. It's like, but it's like 60s PG, so there's just straight up murder in it. Anyway,
oh my God.
Do I have another pick? Probably not. No, anyway, I Miss You. If you're listening to this, I feel like there's at least a 10% chance you had I Miss You lyrics in your AIM profile at some point.
I probably did. Yeah. I'm just wondering what the words would have been. So let me see.
I mean, you're definitely that is a whole mood for sure. If you're there, something's going on. Whether with your crush or not, you're just like, you're not in a good place probably.
All right, what would my next pick be?
I don't know, we're zipping through this.
No, we're not.
Deep already.
We're like 50 minutes in.
Oh, I'm having a good time. There's a lot going to be left on the board. The honorable mentions is going to be the most fun part, as it is every time. But I got to think of what I'm going to pick last now. Now I'm getting nervous.
So I probably would have had Linkin Park if I'm angry. Oh, I would have had Linkin Park.
Yeah.
And
you know which one it's got to be. You know which one it's got to be.
I don't think so. I don't think you know.
I think I will tell you what I think it should be after you don't pick it.
Okay, so I've tried to draft this song before, and it was not a bass line apparently, but the line that I really loved was the beginning of A Place for My Head. And if I was angry at someone, if I felt like I was being taken advantage of, 12-year-old me.
You sound like Chester talking to a crowd in like Fort Worth, Texas. Just like, you ever feel like you're being taken advantage of? Yeah, I really, I do, man. Got a song for you. Spin that shit.
I probably would have put something just simple. I watch how the moon sits in the sky in the dark night, and then people get. If
You
they
were
don't
mysterious
know, they
as
don't
hell.
know.
I'm surprised you're not more into Tim Burton based on the songs you picked just in the last 4. Damn.
So the line that I really love, just the whole thing.
P.S. If I'm your crush, I have no idea where you're at mentally. Like, young you needs to know that. Okay, so Short Chick 11 is listening to a ton of Linkin Park. Not sure.
Exclusively.
Yes. Just getting hype as shit in his living room to the Live in Texas DVD. Just like,
to this day.
For a split second, considering a DJ career.
So I probably would have that, and I know that the 3 things that go hand in hand are RuneScape, Homestar Runner, I guess 4 things, AIM, and the starting line. They were all discovered, I feel like the same day. It would have been the day I met you. It would have been Dave Hall and my brother Corey, my stepbrother Corey.
That's the whole thing about this episode. It's like, yeah, those songs were when we were using AIM, right? It's just like they weren't. Like, it all happened on the same day. Yeah, it's like it all happened. It was me when I was in 8th grade.
I would have had starting line lyrics. It of course would have been Best of Me, and it probably would have just been You Can Have the Best of Me. If again,
short.
My crush
Please
is on
tweet
there.
At us. Is Tom normal for how little of the song he was using? Again, noted non-lyric guy, but man, very to the point. Very interesting.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to give it all away because I think there's some beauty in someone being like, I don't know what the hell that kid's saying, and the one person that does will be like, oh, we're on the same wavelength. I don't know. I'm not going to give you the whole song.
Can you say the Best of Me one? Good pick. Best of Me was on my list for sure. What's the lyric again?
Just You Can Have the Best of Me.
Wow. So you are really letting your crush know that they can have the best. Like, that is the most crush forward pick we've got so far, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and that would have been something that was absolutely on my AIM profile or away message at some point.
Yeah. I mean, that's going for it. Can we just call it what it is? That is like, hey, crush. What's up? It's me.
How you doing?
You can have it. You just got to ask. I'm right here.
Yeah.
In my basement.
Yep.
Playing RuneScape.
So those are my 4 and 5.
Unless
should we go 7?
It's going. I don't know. You tell me. You have to edit this thing. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. So I get
7. Let's go.
Sure. We got plenty. I thought we were going to be short. We are not. I like the whole losing patience pick for the crush away message. Just like, hey, you can have the best of me. Just like you can. You have your way
Settle
message
as a
up.
brick.
I know. Or anyone, actually. I'll open it up. It could be 3 to 5 of you, actually. Just anyone in the area code that is online at the moment, actually. I'd entertain it. I'm having a bad summer. I'll be honest.
All right.
There's somebody in mind, unavailable. Honestly, I should be offline. I should go out. I should get some sun. It's getting... the Jim Gaffigan, Conan, Pale Force sketches are hitting a little too close to home at the moment. I should not be online for this many hours of the day.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, go for it.
This is... Sorry. This is 5 and 6 for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Loving it. Loving it so far. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of great ones on the board. I'm going to go from Dashboard's Hands Down, released in 2002. My hopes are so high that your kiss might kill me. So won't you kill me so I die happy?
How did I leave that on the board? I'm such an idiot.
Why don't you blog about it, dude? Yeah, man.
Couple cups of coffee.
This is definitely like you and the crush have made contact at this point. You've had a great day. You went with your church to a fucking amusement park, and she put your head on your shoulder on the bus ride. It was fucking amazing. And you want the world to know, because why wouldn't you? It's been sad shit day after day for years, plural. Not today. Not today. Chris Carrabba has my back with the words that can express how I feel. A head touched my shoulder, and it was someone who wasn't related to me. This was a potential romantic partner on a bus. And these words expressed that excitement. Also, I puked because Cedar Point is intense as hell. Best, like, hey, let's go to an amusement park. Oh yeah, how good is it? It's the best in the world. You might die. Great. Who's taking me there? Your church. What? All right. Anyway.
Cedar Point, are we talking?
You were, yeah, man. Yep. The rock and roller coast. America's rock and roller coast.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
It's hard not to, it's a shout out to, someone mentioned we should do that, his Unplugged session, do an episode. And I'm scared to. We blogged about it once. Iconic for sure, with the Burns and the polo. There's almost too much. You'd miss something, but we will get there probably, maybe, hopefully at some point. But yeah, got to make that pick, and then I'll make another pick. While I'm looking, any relationship to that song at all? Did you ever use that song in a moment to express what, so we can get some, man, that is so dumb, and then he comes back a few seconds later and it's like, so we can get some, wink. I'm like, oh man, oh, he did it. He did it.
My relationship with that song, it's a Hannah song. It reminds me of being, so she went to college initially in Maryland, and I would have been a senior. She was a freshman in college, and I paid at the time an extraordinary amount of money to go see her. And it was like a long flight. It was a 2-hour cab ride. And I remember listening to that song on the way there. I remember listening to it in her dorm as she was still in classes. I was just kind of like waiting for her to come back. That is a very emotionally intense song for me. And I can't revisit it that often because it kind of fucks me.
Yeah, there's songs like that. Well, maybe we'll do a draft about it. But how's it going to be, the Third Eye Blind song? I can't do it. I can't do it. How is it going to be? You tell me. Not great. Yeah, it's almost like there was some more fun listening to it in anticipation of having a moment like that. It's like the song was better used there almost, instead of like celebrating the W. It was kind of like, oh man, I'd love to have that kind of W someday. He sounds like he's having a great time. It was like honestly way more rare to be like, I can't believe I just did what he's describing in the song. It was like, someday it might happen to me. Okay. But also maybe not. Holding out hope. Like I said, long summer indoors. Okay. Honestly, vitamin levels, questionable. Okay, is it still mine?
Yeah.
Let's talk it out. Motion City soundtrack, 2003. The Future Freaks Me Out. Would have been one of the first things I ever typed into a keyboard. I'm on fire, and now I think I'm ready to bust a move. Check it out. I'm rocking steady to the beat in my head. I know that she's the only one. Saw a T-shirt of a girl when I was like shadowing someone in the 6th grade. She was in 8th grade, had gone to the hangout or something, or she was a high schooler. She had a merch T-shirt back when Motion City was small enough to have been touring those small enough venues. I was like, whoa, what the hell? She's like, yeah, I went to see a band. I'm like, a band? She's like, this is their name. You should check them out. I'm like, I will. And they were great. I loved them. Thanks to that girl, whoever it was. She was like 4 years older than me, just talking to me. I was shadowing somebody. It was some art class. She was doing zero art.
Wow.
And just wearing a Motion City shirt, listening to, she was like, yeah, I went to the hangout last night. I'm like, wait, hold on, back up. Anyway. Yeah, that moment was very impactful. I don't know who that person is, but very helpful, very patient. Gave me, told me what to look up and everything.
I think that, let's see, the 4 songs that are 8th grade to me is The Future Freaks Me Out, The Best of Me, and then we have The Shooting Star That Destroyed Us All. Yes. For sure.
Which would be a good AIM lyric. I'm surprised. It might get drafted. Who knows? Star up in the sky.
let me walk on a high wire of rusty nails. Like, while barefoot shedding the flesh of our existence.
Which, did he use like a voice, like a machine that changed his voice, or did he actually scream that out, you think? I always wondered.
I think that was his voice. It was very... Shit!
Definitely a potato salad scream. If you listen to the show,
right.
There's a type of scream that's a potato salad scream. That's
and
one of them.
That story is way too long to explain.
Yeah. You just go through the backlog if you can.
The fourth one might have been, I don't know, Sandstorm, maybe, but Future Freaks Me Out was a big song for me too. Like it takes me to a very specific place in time.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm so pumped to go see them in January with you. We will both have been dads for like a minute at that point, and I think we're like, gonna have one weekend where we get to just go rock the out for a moment, and I'm very excited.
What's even crazier is you should come to Asheville 2 weeks earlier because Megan and I just got tickets to see Chelsea Handler at the Horny and Vaccinated tour in Asheville.
Oh, interesting.
December 18th.
The world's opening back up. People want to do things.
Yeah, but Motion City is gonna be so fucking dope. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rocking steady.
Let's keep it horny. Let's keep it vaccinated.
If I'm just if I just started dating someone and I want everyone to know I'm young and I'm in love, I might have the lyrics, "You look like the songs that I've heard my whole life coming true."
I know for a fucking fact that's accurate. Because I saw that. Every time I listen to that song, I think vaguely of you being taken with someone. Because I know that song hit you at the moment that clicked for you.
Dude, hell yeah. I like the specific memories are actually working at Eaton Park, deck scrubbing the kitchen floors as I was thinking about the girl. Yeah, that would have been a huge one. And then to sum it up, my seventh pick, I would have been listening to it years later, but in 2003, Hi, Everything's Great came out, and the line, "Someday you'll end up in Ohio," maybe would have graced my AIM away message. And that song is more, it would be more for that one person, but we would have already been together at that point. I think it would have been just kind of like a little subtle inside nod to that person and leave everyone else guessing what the fuck are you talking about. That to me seems like a great away message, little inside smooch.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Like the subtle, like nothing about this is overt, but if the real ones know, which is different. Yep. Yeah. There no two single away messages were maybe saying the same thing in the same way. So,
and the only people that would have understood that would have been you and the girl I'm talking about.
There was a summer where there was like a few kids in Erie who would, they would tweet "Kiss Me" from the Katy Perry song every time they were getting high. So it was like,
oh my God,
a similar version of that, but like weirder and darker. But like they were just kind of like, they'd be like, wow, that song must be huge right now. And I just wasn't getting invited to all those parties. But after a while, I was like, hey, what the hell's going on here? It's like, oh yeah, it's just we're in this person's garage doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like, that makes a lot more sense than like 7 of my loose acquaintances listening to that much Katy Perry. But yeah, if the real ones know, I guess, as the saying goes.
By the way, the song is in Ohio on Some Steps by Limbeck, and it's one of the best acoustic songs ever.
Yeah, it's great. I only know it because you know it, and it's good.
And I only know because Hannah told me. So.
That's how it goes. Welcome to the show. I get one more pick, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was 7th.
I'm struggling here. Let's do this. Stray Light Run, 2004, Existentialism on Prom Night. I swear to God, I saw this on somebody's AIM profile or MySpace. And the honorable mentions will also be ones where I'm pretty sure I at least saw it in print once. Well, I say print like it's a fucking newspaper, but okay, yeah. Sing Like You Think No One's Listening. You would kill for this just a little bit. You would. Maybe even Adam, the guitarist for our band.
Yeah, totally.
Subtle as a Brick, the John Nolan story. This is a dark chapter of the John Nolan story. He branches off, starts his own band, Stray Light Run, comes out with an absolute banger, a devastating emo classic, Existentialism on Prom Night. And I would kill for this just a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, that's my pick.
All right. Nice. That's a good solid 14 songs there. We have a couple honorable mentions.
Definitely, like, you feel spurned a little bit if you're posting this. You're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, just like, hey, the teenage dirtbag energy of just kind of like, you wouldn't even know. You don't even know what you're missing type thing. Like, fine, all those mysterious crush-based posts from the last 2 years. You know what? You don't even know what you're missing. And they hadn't noticed anyway, but you're just like feeling like you had this little internal victory.
Oh, man.
That's
a good one.
I
don't really know the song. I know the song, but I don't like have an emotional connection with the song. So I just gotta.
You would.
All right, where are we going for honorable mentions? Do you have any?
I do. You want me just to zip through them?
Let's trade them off one each.
Let's do it. Give me Soko Emerald Lime. Surprised they didn't get picked. There's 2 different lyrics that could have gone for this. They're just jealous because we're young and in love. Or I'm going to stay 18 forever so we can stay like this forever and we'll never miss a party because we'll keep them going constantly.
Yo, my first honorable mention was the line, we're the coolest kids and we take what we can get.
That whole song is an aim away message. Just post the whole lyrics.
And that would have been me being very optimistic, would have been envisioning the life that I wish I had with friends I wish I had.
Yes.
Maybe that would have been in a way message after I spent a really awesome weekend with you, Zach and Adam, and feel like we're taking over the world with 400 par.
That's right.
Yeah. So same one for both of us. Great.
You want to go next?
Yeah, give me shit, piss, sucker, motherfucker, fart, turd, possibly.
I'm going to listen to the episode just to see how you bleep that. A lot of choices to be made there.
Family Reunion by Blink-182. If I'm feeling feisty,
I like the whole like, it's your guess. Anyone's guess what this means. Just throwing something at the wall. I'm in a weird spot today. Give me 2002. I Feel So by Boxcar Racer. Just putting it all out there. No subtext. I feel so mad. I feel so angry. So callous. So lost. Confused again. So cheap. So used. Unfaithful. Let's start over.
That's one of my favorite shirts we've ever put on our Teespring site.
It's a good one.
I think, okay, so this is kind of stretching. This would be 2007. I would probably I put my faith in you, so much faith, and then you just threw it away.
Ooh.
Which is, for a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic, by none other than Paramore.
Looking over at the Geiger counter, the angstometer, it's just jumping a little bit. Like, oh, we're on to something there. Okay, give me Alive with the Glory of Love, Say Anything, 2004. When I watch you, I want to do you right where you're standing. Just, hello, crush, it's me. You can have the best of me. Also, I'm aware of what sex is, as of the first time I listened to this song.
Wow. I hope your mom doesn't walk in on the family computer where that's still logged in.
Yeah. Like, hey, can I call my sister? Wait a minute. What? What's going on in here? Definitely yeah. Weird energy.
Sex?
Yeah. Drugs? No. Sex? Well, all right. I don't know what it is, but get off. I wasn't going to call my sister, but now I am, and we're probably going to be on the phone for like 4 hours. Like, what are you talking about for that whole 4 hours? Like, don't ask questions.
All right, I'm out, so keep going with them.
Okay. Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue. If I could find you now, things would get better. 2003. You could leave this town and run forever. So let your waves crash down and take me away, yay.
Damn, I totally would have had that.
Yeah, I'm surprised a couple didn't go from First Date, 2001, Blink-182, Toy Page. Either, the chorus, let's go, don't wait, this night's almost over, let's make this night last forever, never and ever.
Yep.
Or maybe, do you like my stupid hair, would you guess what I didn't know what to wear, etc. You make me nervous, so I really can't eat. Give me, I would have posted this probably just because I thought it was so amazing. 2004 MCR, Not Okay, but the intro to the music video, you like D&D, Audrey Hepburn, Fangoria, Harry Houdini et al. I don't want to make it, I just want to.
Yeah.
Give me, this one was,
I
go ahead.
I would have had MCR in there as well, because that was like very 2004
on
my radar type shit, yeah.
Here's one that's just like, I'm aware of this band, kind of like me posting Coheed lyrics that didn't make sense. From 44 Caliber Love Letter by Alexis on Fire, released in 2002. Just the words, "This is a 44 Caliber Love Letter straight from my heart." And then it's like, the Census Fail kid at the football game I described a couple weeks ago is just like still onto some shit that I have yet to even discover for months. Just like, what the hell? Telling, like, asking me if I know what Coke is and stuff. I'm like, no, man, no. As a matter of fact, I don't. And I don't care to know. All right? Anyway, that's only like half true. Because I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, Postal Service, Nothing Better, 2003. This one should have been a pick of mine, I think. Tell me, am I right? Just really in your feelings. Tell me, am I right to think that there would be nothing better than making you my bride slowly growing old together? I don't know if you'd call that thirsty or what, but it's definitely just like,
wow.
I'm in the middle of pining. This is what pining is.
So when Alive with the Glory of Love doesn't work, you tend to try to take a more sensible
Well, that's why
route.
I didn't pick any of these. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you'd have to be pretty in it to be, I don't know. I was just looking at songs, just like which one of these could have made it. Paramore, Conspiracy, 05. Explain to me this conspiracy against me and tell me how I've lost my power. Also, I don't know which lyrics, but I know some of you out there posted lyrics from Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights, released in 04.
Sure, I thought about it, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody released something from Grand Theft Autumn by Fall Out Boy in 2003. Probably something about where your boy is tonight, and I hope he is a gentleman. BRB, mom's using the phone. I think that was a Dylan joke. Yeah, Dylan, I think. People were having a great time on Twitter this week, and it's much appreciated legitimately.
I've been I haven't really been on much. I've been so busy.
Yeah, his name's Dylan, right? Chris Pratt, Dollar Tree Chris Pratt. Yeah, that's him. Dollar Tree Chris Pratt. Anyway, that was his suggestion. Or his joke. Never mind. I'm unraveling. Play Crack the Sky, maybe. Swiss Army Romance Dashboard, maybe. I'm just going to zip through these. That was it. Like you said, some of these are just like shocking lyrics that might not have made it into our 11-year-old profiles, but a lot of angst, a lot of, would you call it thirst, Tom?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the tons of thirst.
Pining.
Pining. There you go.
Not really sure what you want, but you want to write it, you want to use a keyboard to express it to nobody in particular. You ever start like a conversation just to kind of kill time, just to see if your crush is going to get on, just kind of like, hey, yeah, I'll talk to that guy. And then like your interest wanes immediately if the crush does log on, and then you're like full of, like how many, before we close this out, how many windows at once on average would you have open during your average AIM session?
4 or 5, maybe.
Wow. Yeah. Any more, you're going a little wild. Someone's getting left out on that.
The screens were only so big back then.
Yeah. Lord knows they were. Shout out real quick to Jeeves. Shout out to Smarter Child. R.I.P.
My God, Smarter Child.
Apologies to Smarter Child, but also thank you, Smarter Child.
Call him a bitch to see what he would do.
Just trying it out. Not even with malice. Just kind of like looking around over your shoulder, just like F-U-C-K.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right.
Good shit. Well, let's give a song of the week.
Yeah. All Eyes on Me by Bo Burnham. His new special, Inside. Song is great. And if, you can go have your own experience with the special. I'm not going to comment on it. But
all right.
I like the song a lot.
Cool.
Like a lot.
I was looking at Instagram stories the other day, and I came across Pop Punk Takeouts, and I noticed a guy that looked kind of familiar. And sure enough, it was the Juggernaut from the Melrose Diner music video. And I mentioned in that he used to be the sax player for We Are the Union. He's now in a band called Keep Flying. And I checked them out. Their song Late Reply is super duper good. I would super recommend that. Really fun. I don't know. What is this? 19th Wave Ska coming out. And I am totally here for it.
The summer of ska continues. Never stop.
All right. Well, this one went on super long. Let's get to the post show.
Get your all eyes on me, all eyes on me, all eyes on me.
All right. Bye.
Yep. See ya.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you sticking around for this super long episode. We haven't done a draft in a while, and it felt so good. Please hit us up on Twitter at _reminiscentFM and let us know what songs would definitely have been in Away Message on AIM back in the day. And also, please let us know every AIM screen name you've ever had. I can't be the only one embarrassed about this week. You can find the show notes for this episode at reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/229. Thank you all so much again. We'll see you next week. We love you all. Bye, everyone.